Jai Hind friends, my name is Mohit Pandey and today I'll be sharing some details on Indo-Sino border issue of 2020. I'll be going into the history of it. I'll be telling you what is the issue that is currently being seen in India and in China and what should be our strategy to deal with it. So let us begin and I will be discussing it in points. So our first point is the Indo-Sino border. See, the Indo-Sino border is the LAC that is that has three sectors to it. The first one is the western sector that is in Ladakh region. The second one is the middle sector, which is the undisputed, and then there is an eastern sector in Arunachal Pradesh area. All these are very significant and strategic positions for both the nations. Now, uh, we'll be going to a slightly history, and very detailing. I'll not be detailing you about that because many of it you would already know about it. And see, we all know that India got its democracy in 1947. In 1948, China became communist. Mao Zedong sent the PLA to Tibet to annex it, and it got India very furious because India saw Chinese to be attacking their nation, our nation now. So, uh, what happened is in this LAC region, the point of concern now in 2020 are three main points. The first one is the Galwan Valley, which is surprisingly came coming after approximately 60 years in news. The last time it came in 1962 Indo-China War. The second region is the hot springs, and the third region is the Pangong Tso Lake. Now we are all familiar that there is a eight fingers area. It is eight fingers is nothing but there are eight mountain passes around it. Now India's view is that from finger 1 to finger 8 total territory is of India, and we are currently operating from 1 to 4. Now India claims that it will be taking 4 to 8 from China. The Chinese viewpoint is that from finger 2 to finger 8 it it is of Chinese strategic importance, and so China should have it. The overlapping concerns is what is the point of conflict between them. I hope you are getting what I am saying. So, what happened recently is there are few skirmishes seen here and there, and there are actually four agreements between India and China. And there are recently we've seen 2019 informal summits. In the first one in Wuhan in 2018, and the second one which India hosted in Mamallapuram. Both uh, were facing the strategic border issues, and but there was not any outcome of those summits. See, China sees itself as a nation superior to India, and this is the reason why US, when Mr. Trump said that we'll be mediating between India and China, that was very strategic comment, because after stating that, it put India and China on the very same field. And in good defense, both nations just said in their defense that that will not be happening and they'll be solving it bilaterally. They have agreements. Now I'll be coming to the agreements. Now the first agreement held in 1965. uh, it was between uh, the major issue there was holding peace and tranquility in the LAC region of Indo-Sino border. The second talks came following that agreement in 1960, 68, I think, 1968, and those were uh, at the time of Rajiv Gandhi, and it discussed mainly 3 points. No, no, not in the time of Rajiv Gandhi. Uh, I'm not remembering who was the prime minister at that time, but the point of focus is it discussed 3 steps to overcome this issue. Step one was identifying the point of conflict. See, because LAC, it is not a demarcated border. There are very uh, the reason of skirmishes and transgressions is that because it is not a defined border, it is an approximation. China says that we will follow the 1860 something Johnson line. No, sorry. India says that it will follow the Johnson line, which uh, makes Aksai Chin part of India, and China says we will follow the McCartney McDonald line, which makes Aksai Chin part of Chinese territory. Now, why is this region a point of concern? Actually, it is because of the strategic importance it holds. See, we when Mr. Our Home Minister announced that we are having the JNK organization bill last year in 2019, they very well knew that they will be following these uh, nuisance activities from China and from Pakistan as well, for that matter. Now, Chinese see it uh, as an attack to their sovereignty, because they think that India wants whole of Aksai Chin and China also wants Aksai Chin. So this is the point of conflict. The second reason is because India has constructed two major very well assets in that region. The one is the uh, road in Nubra Valley, but it is actually a summer road. In winters it gets blocked due to snow. The second very important and actually the most important road is the DSDBO road, which is approximately 255 kilometers in length, and it starts at the base of Karakoram range and stops at Galwan Shok junction. Uh, it runs along, it runs parallel to LAC, and China's main point of concern, actually point of worry, is because India can construct, it is just 5 kilometers away, approximately 5 kilometers away, and India can construct spurs through it and can directly place tanks in strategic positions. Now, geographically, it is for India's point of view, it is a very difficult terrain to handle. Indian side is very rough. The Chinese side is somewhat mild. And on the other side of this LAC, China's main point of concern is the Xinjiang highway to Tibet. They want to construct that. Now, what did Pakistan did? In past, it has given its area, which was actually the area of India, which it occupied illegally in a war, and it gave to Pakistan Approximately it is 5,500 square kilometers in area, and it is a significant area. And that is the point of concern. Actually, what happens, there are two contrasting nature of PM. I'll tell you that what Mr. Manmohan Singh's idea was, it was that we will talk to Pakistan by making Pakistan a friendly nation to India. We will mediate China, we will handle China. But it failed miserably. There were no results for that. What Mr. Modi's strategy is that we will directly talk to the fathers, we will directly talk to China. uh, till now it has not given any results, but we are on second stage. We are on exchanging, we are talking about forming a framework. And we have held informal summits. Our NSA Ajit Doval and the Chinese representative Wang Yi held the meetings, and Wang Yi is considered uh, a very diplomat in this. Actually, my I'm very fond of Mr. Ajit Doval. He's a stark personality. Okay, let's come to the point. Now, what should be the India strategy? I think it is very clear what US wants. US want to help Taiwan. Japan is Japan, Australia, and some other nations are circling around China, and they are making China to come to a point that it surrenders. Actually, Taiwan has outperformed in this recent COVID issue. WHO has hailed its uh, participation in that. Some time back, the new Prime Minister oath taking ceremony was held online by some ministers of BJP, and it enraged China. And I think what US is trying to do, see, recently they said Indo-Pacific region, the region which was so called as Pacific region. US is trying to manipulate India to send its army to the South China Sea region, actually the Indo-Pacific region precisely. But India is very firm and actually very right in not indulging in this activity, because we actually what the government is trying to do is handle it on soft power, not hard power, like US has done in many countries. And it is very surprising to know that Mr. Trump has reached, actually he's done, from his point of view he has done very impressive. He has taken a lot of critics, but he has done good. But India should never comply with what US wants. So uh, I think this was what I thought of the topic, and so this is it. So I'm signing off for today. Thank you very much.